Yo. Yo, 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 yo. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the streams. I tried something different today. I've got a bit of music on in the background. Let me know if it's too loud because I don't want... sitting here in silence is pretty boring. I figured I might as well just add a little bit of music into the background for you. Welcome back to the streams. Yeah, that's a perfect volume, to be fair. Today, I've got a bit of music on. That's a perfect volume, to be fair. Yo, let's like up the stream, guys. You know the score. Like up the stream. Get the W's in the chat. We are live. We are back. Again, consistency is key. You know what I'm saying? And we are being very consistent so far this year. Let me just make an announcement. There we go. Sweet. Yo, who's here? Say hello if you can hear me. Katim, hi. Glyn, yo. Mr. Ali, yo. What is good, bro? Like up the stream if you haven't already, guys. Let's get some hellos, some W's, whatever it is in the chat. This is going to go on my Instagram story, so, you know, run it up, guys. We're going to show the Instagram. We are live. We're here. It is a bank holiday, so we do have to be careful, but I figured I might as well go live anyway. But yeah, let me just pull up Forex Factory. So it is a bank holiday. But we do have news. It is a bank holiday. It's a bit of a weird one. But yeah. We are live right now on YouTube. Click the link in the bio. Live right now. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, it is a bank holiday, so everyone have a good weekend. I was busy shopping, doing the final prep for Bali. You know what I mean? Oh, getting all excited now. Less than 2 weeks to go. We'll be in Bali. Doing London streams and that. Right. And we are ready. Let's get it, guys. Like up the stream if you haven't already. Give everyone a moment to be here because I am aware I have not started the stream with a countdown. Usually get the announcements, you get the you know, live in 15 minutes, all that bollocks. But this time I'm trying something slightly different. Sitting in McDonald's, scoffing at McD. Nice. At least you're trading. What was I going to say? Yeah. We'll just let everyone catch up, you know, all the noobs and that, catch up to the stream. Then we will get started. So like up, like up, like up. It is a bank holiday. So it's going to be a weird day. We've had a bit of news with Donald Trump and NATO and, you know, him trying to buy Greenland and all that crap. So, yeah, that's a mess, to be honest, with the tariffs being put onto NATO. Right now, they are, or not right now even, they start on the 1st of February. They are 10% on the UK and that. And then I think it goes up to like 25. I think it might be 25 or 30%. It goes up to something in April or June. I think it's June. It goes up in June. So 10% now, or 10% on the 1st of Feb, and then it goes up to like 30% on the 1st of June. So there's all that's happened. You know, obviously he's made like an entire, I think he posted like an entire letter basically on Truth Social, I think his platform's called. So yeah, I mean, we can have a quick look at it, but yeah, he seems very adamant. I think this isn't the first time a president has tried to, you know, have Greenland. He's also, you know, we're forgetting about, well, people are forgetting about Venezuela as well. That's a whole other thing. I think the first, like, think the first, I think it's like 500 billion or 500 million or something. I don't think it's 500 billion. 500 million worth of oil. The first sale since obviously the whole thing with him has happened. But there's been a bit, you know, quite a lot of stuff has happened over the weekend. But yeah, as I said, it's a bank holiday in America, so it's going to be a bit of a weird day. But hey, Terry, Dan, and Dan, how you doing, guys? Yeah, so that's the that out the way. We will be starting the outlooks and preps and stuff again very, very soon. But yeah, London stream's on the way. That's the fundamentals. That's it, pretty much. Bank holiday today. Bunch of shit going on with Greenland and Trump and NATO and Venezuela and oil and everything else. But now we can get on with the day. Now we can get on with the analysis and see what's going on. There was a good trade on gold, I think someone caught early this morning. And I got a delivery here. Give me 1 second, guys. I've got a delivery here. Perfect timing, by the way, might I add. Right, we're back. Sorry about that. They do pick the best times to come. Anyway, morning, Laura. How are you all doing? I'm out of breath. I've ran down those stairs. Right, yeah, there was a good trade on gold spotted this morning. I can't really remember where that was. I think it might have been around here. Anyway, regardless of that, let's have a look. Let's see what's going on, shall we? You know, we are going to be consolidating across a lot of pairs, which, you know, is pretty standard. You'd assume that on a day like today, but fucking hell, I'm so out of breath. Right, okay, let's get to it. So there's an accumulation here. You could call that the manipulation. If we go to the 1 minute, I think it might look a little bit clearer. You can see that right there, like accumulation, manipulation, all the way down, swept liquidity, and then distribute up. There's no point looking at this. I'm just breaking it down so you guys know where we are, right? So the next thing we'd want is another accumulation, just from how it plays out, right? Or you could argue it hasn't gone to the other side of the range, I don't think. So it might actually continue up first to this high over here, or maybe even the high before that one. So one of these highs will be getting taken, and then we will start consolidating. Oh, okay. There we go. We have just manipulated and then distributed to the upside. I don't think there was a valid entry here, though. We go to look at the state of this, right? Look at the state of this. Look at that. Look at all those gaps. Like, look how slow that is. I don't really need to explain why, but you can see it here as well. Like GBP CAD, it's just awful. These are the days you don't want to trade. Like, I don't even know what's gonna happen today, but these are the days you don't want to trade. What's going on Bitcoin? Right, so we are bullish on the daily. The 4 hour is bearish. The 1 hour is bearish as well. But let's just quickly check if we've got an accumulation. Gold has a bad chart today, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin had a decent setup actually over here. I might call that the manipulation though. So it just depends how you look at it. Gold, yeah, gold's choppy. choppy as fuck. But if you can break this down, like if you know how to look at the charts, like if you can just like, it just depends on your strategy really, doesn't it? Like you might, if you use a different system to me, the days that you look at the chart and it goes like, oh, there's no setups. The day you see no setups might be the day I see loads of setups. Lots of break even for me today, Derek. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's a slow day. You can't really expect much. You know, you did the right thing though by moving to break even and not just holding these trades, like trying to set and forget them, because on a day like today, that's not something you should be doing really. Gold will be a bit more rough because of the crap going on with the US. Yeah, 100%. Especially tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be the day that this really kicks off. But okay, never mind. It's already kicked off. It's going to get worse tomorrow probably. 4.7k. We're basically almost at 4.7k. That is so crazy. 4.7k an ounce. What the fuck? That's just mental. And silver's going crazy. Wow. I remember the days like all the way down here when we were at like 2k and we just wouldn't move from there. It was like just bouncing around 2k. Like look how long we were here for. We were at 2k or like, you know, 1.5k plus for literally how long? So from 2019. And then we broke above 2k properly here. We were there for 4 years. We were in the same $500 ounce price range for 4 years. And then in 3 years since then, we have more than doubled in price. Look at that. So where do we go? So from end of 2023, I guess you could say, right? So 5 years we were at the 1.5 to 2k mark. 2 years later, I didn't even know what to say really, but yeah. Expect the retracements. I mean, you know how it is. Like, it's the same with crypto. Sell the event. Buy the hype, sell the event. So tomorrow might be bearish. It might just be a correction kind of day because, you know, we'll get a lot of... This is why we got the gap up. This is the hype, and then the event, the actual open. Everyone bought because it's going to be bullish. And just other shit. But mainly that. Especially like the retail traders. And then the event happens, you know, we've opened today and we've actually been technically bearish so far. You know, if you just ignore this gap up from 4.6k to 4.7k, we've basically been bearish. Consolidating all day. But yeah, as I was saying, like, you know, your strategy might be different to mine. The day that you see a system, or the day that you trade your system and see like no setups, might be the day that I see tons of setups and vice versa. And that's why it's so important to just stick to one system. If you stick to one strategy, you're not going to be getting caught. Like if you have 4 different systems and, you know, you change each one every day, great. You might have a time where, you know, in a month you see every day you see all 4 setups every single day, but then you might have a month after that where it's like the exact opposite, where you don't see any setups because you're constantly switching. You go from trading this setup to this setup, and then you see one for this one, so you trade back, you go back to it, start looking for those setups, and then see one for the one you just switched from, then switch back again, and just it's a mess. But if you stick to one, you know, you'll have days like you said, Emma, where it's like you don't see anything and it's just pretty shit, but you'll also have days where you'll have like amazing setups. Like today, one of the members in the course caught a sell on gold. I think it was this. I can't exactly remember. Let's pull it up actually. Why not? I think it was that one, yeah. On the 5 minute. Yeah, this was it. So they caught that, and look how quickly that played out on a terrible day, on a rough day. That played out, right? So it just depends on your system if you just stick to it. But as of right now, guys, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. You know, if we go to the 1 minute, we've had another AMD here. Again, this is the perfect example of what I'm getting at. Like, I would not have took a buy today at all, but look at this, right? Textbook AMD. We accumulate sideways, kind of down, bit of both. then inverse this fair value gap here, take this entry, you know, and do your thing from there, stops below the low, etc, etc. That's a textbook setup, and look how that played out. I wouldn't have took that at all though, because it didn't align with the bias. But if you look at the actual entries, like that's what I'm getting at. That kind of stuff. Even with Bitcoin here, like again on a US bank holiday, you know, you got the AMD right here on the 1 minute. I'm not too sure about the risk to reward ratio though. But yeah, let's see what we can catch now. It's all great looking back in the past and, you know, seeing all these great setups that just happened that we didn't manage to take. Let's actually look for something now. As I said, I don't think I'm going to take anything because of the day that it is. You know, it's a mess with the fundamentals already, but we also now have a US bank holiday, or we're inside a US bank holiday, so it's not going to be the best price action. Again, here, look, another setup, right? On a crap day, another setup. That's just on a crap day. So what are we doing? We've took out those highs. We might start consolidating now. That's what we've got to wait for anyway. We've got to wait for that accumulation. Whether we take this high out or not, we've got to start consolidating first. Let's click through because Euro CAD, that's a bit. I think we've got another accumulation here, but again, it's just a messy day. Like, I have no intention of taking a trade. I think today my main goal was just to show you guys like what it actually looks like, rather than just always telling you not to trade bank holidays. I thought I might as well demonstrate, you know, why you shouldn't, and just be here. I do enjoy the streams, so why not? But yeah, I mean, let's just ask, right? Let's just throw this out there, right? Let's see what people have to say. Is anyone actually seeing any setups? If you're seeing an entry, if you're seeing a potential setup, let me know and we'll have it. We'll break it down. We'll have a quick look at it. Right, looks like we took that high out now on GJ as I just said we would. Looks like we might be continuing. I don't know what this is from, but we should start consolidating. This is the distribution. So, you know, for the guys that do trade AMD, there's no end. Like it only has to go to the other side of the accumulation, right? But once it's done that, it doesn't technically have to end. It can continue, so don't be shocked if it does. But in terms of an entry for us, the best bet, the safest thing for us to do if we are to take an entry today, or you know, if you're going to take an entry in general, when you're seeing a setup like this, is just wait for that accumulation and then go from there every single time. EU maybe looking at buys on CAD. Yeah, I've missed a lot of messages here. Let's read these all out. So, I saw some predictions that mid-year the gold will crash. I mean, I don't think so, just saying. I mean, if there's actually a fundamental reason as to why, then yeah, but I don't know. Just saying that it might crash mid-year. If they're just saying that, then probably, you know, probably not. But if there's an actual reason, maybe. Time for another Brinks math. Can you check AUD USD? Yeah, we can have a look. That's going to be very slow, I think. Oh. It has been, but not right now. What's been going on? We need to check financial juice. Could someone let me know what's going on financial juice? Has there been like a big statement released again or something? Again, another entry though, you know, with that manipulation. See the AMD there. Let's check the bias. So this is a pretty funky one. We're respecting a fair value gap right now. Took out the high, came back into it, right? So if we start from here, start from where it was easy, took out the high, retraced to a fair value gap, then took out the high again, took out another high, right? No fair value gap to retrace to, but after doing that, we formed one right here. So we took out the high, then formed a bearish fair value gap, then retraced to that and respected that. Right now, we are respecting it. So we would then, you know, try and come to these lows over here. So I'd say bearish bias. Fundamentals may have changed that, but bearish bias right now on the daily. The 4 hours took out the high as well to the left hand side. It needs to retrace there's 3 hours left on this candle, so we don't technically have a valid fair value gap right now. But even if we were to like, if we're bearish from here, like even if this candle closes up here, it's still going to be bearish. Even so, if it comes down and invalidates the fair value gap, we were right. Either way, so you can say that bearish to this fair value gap here. So bearish bias, 1 hour's bearish as well, but nearest fair value gap is this one down here. So bearish on all time frames. Now that we've took out that high, 5 minute forming a fair value gap. 2 minutes left on that. If we close below here, you could take an entry and target this down here, 1.2. What would this be here? This one, 1R. Okay, that's not bad. Well, this is good. This is close you can get to bad though. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not taking trades today because of the bank holiday. Good plan. Looking at buys on AUD CAD on the 15-minute. We got that? Yeah, we do. Where is it? Okay, I see that. So I got here. Took out the lows. Accumulation. What's the bias? Bullish, respecting this for leg up right here. Needs to come up and take out those highs. Four-hour. Respecting this over here. So bullish there as well. Bullish bias, 1 hour is exactly the same. Respecting this. Looking to continue towards the highs. Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense. We close above here. Target the 1 hour highs, is that? I'll target these. Right. So there is that. We'll settle out on that one. AUD USD, we'll settle out on this one as well, just to kind of, see how it goes. You maybe took out a 4 hour high. Oh yeah. So bearish. Technically bearish as well. Haven't closed yet. 1 hour high as well. So bearish bias. What time frame are you looking? There we are. That's pretty self-explanatory. Something like that. $1.5R. What's this here? Okay. So maybe like partials here and then just full TP here. Nice. I mean, I saw one good setup on NASDAQ, but you don't trade that, so yeah, pretty good bearish setup. Looking at the same, Elizabeth, yeah, looks good. Yeah. Fair value up now looks good. It does. Does look good, guys. Does look good. How loud is this? How loud is this? Yeah, good. That's good volume. Like up the stream if you haven't already, guys. Like up the stream. Let me know if my voice is too loud, because it does seem to be going into the red on me stream thingy. Right. So we've got this. We've got AUD USD and we've got AUD CAD. All giving us entries. I like this one the most. This is my favorite. So we're gonna chill here, see how this goes. Yeah, but like up the stream if you haven't already. You know how it is, the YouTube business. If you're new, subscribe. We do these every Monday and every Wednesday when we go to Bali. So the dates for Bali, the 1st of Feb. So I'll be landing. I'm actually, I don't know if it's pretty obvious, but like it takes a while to get to Bali. So what we're doing is we're flying to Dubai. So we've got a flight to Dubai, and then from there we've got a flight from Dubai to Bali. So it's about 17 hours in traveling in total, and that's just from the flight. Obviously, you know, the airport and stuff, it's going to be it's pretty much a whole 24 hours of traveling. We land on the 1st, which I think is a Sunday. I think the 1st is a Sunday. So the 2nd of Feb, the streams will be back, but they will be London streams, so look out for that. Let's look at the DXY. Took out the highs, took out the lows, unmitigated, took out the lows again. So bullish on DXY, which makes us bearish on EU even more. But yeah, so we've got this stream now. We've got a stream on Wednesday, then we've got Monday and Wednesday next week, and then straight back to it. But I'll be in Bali in London session. Why do you think gold is bearish? I mean, I'm trying to understand the reasons. I mean, saying gold is bearish is like saying Bitcoin's bearish. Like Bitcoin on the daily bias, right now it's bullish, but typically that's bearish. Gold, again, on the daily bias is bearish. Overall, obviously it's bullish, like it's gold, come on. But overall, we've got a gap up here, which is already quite a shit thing, but we need to retrace. We're gonna have a retracement. That's just how it is. Like, I mean, it's just textbook like price action. We took out a high. We might have a small green day tomorrow, but either way, we need to retrace first. Like, a lot of people are gonna assume gold's just gonna shoot up to the moon and just rocket straight up. That has happened here, as you can see. Now, unless there's more news, just based on what we've got so far, if there's more news, which there actually, now I say it out loud, there might be. Unless there's more news, we're gonna just retrace. So right now it's bearish for a retracement. Once it's retraced, we're good to go. You know what I mean? There's no point just being bullish and then just ignoring the fact we're retracing and then taking the buys. You might as well take the retracement, then take the buys, because a retracement is more likely than just pushing straight up. You can see it here, like, you know, we have a good day and we push up, whatever, then we retrace, we push up again and retrace, we push up and retrace. We pushed up here quite a lot, had a massive retracement, although this was fundamentals and stuff. But it happens time and time and time again, right? It's not as simple as just going straight up. So for that reason, it needs a retracement. Short-term bearish, long-term bullish, obviously, because it's gold. Exactly the same as, you know, when Bitcoin's bearish. It's short-term bearish, long-term bullish, always. Where are we? Josh, I have passed my phase 1 again. Should I carry on doing 2% on phase 2? Congratulations, Glyn. First of all, nice work. Almost there. With a phase 2, so the strategy that I recommend, and I think I might have said this to you before actually, I always recommend going for a 1 phase and doing that system. So doing 2% on the first trade, boom, 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 boom. Always recommend doing that on a 1 phase account. If you're doing a 2 phase, it's slightly different. If you've just took like 4 trades and all of them have won, or 5 trades and all of them have won, in a row, risking 2%, I'd go back down to 1%. But, you know, if you've took 2 trades and passed, if you've took 1 trade and passed, or if you've you know, lost one, then won 3, and then lost the one, and then won 2 more or something like that, then I'd say you're fine. But if you've just won a bunch of them back to back to back, I'd say move to 1%. But again, that system really only works best on a 1 phase because it's just one and done. You just, you know, run through it as quickly as possible. He took 5 trades and won all of them. Fair play. I'd probably go down to 1% now. Just 1%. You might as well. I mean, with a 1 phase, I you know, it depends as well. Like, if you've gone for a 100k account and you know you can't afford to pay for a 100k account every few weeks, or you don't want to pay for one every few weeks, there's no point just blitzing through it, right? But if you're paying for like a 10k or a 25k or whatever size account that you can afford to pay numerous times over, you might as well just blast it out until you get good market conditions, and then you'll pass as quick as possible. That's what I do, and that's what people in the mentorship do as well. So I'd say go down to 1% for now. Right, what's EU doing? Okay, looks bullish. Let's see what we get though. As I said, like, it's one of those days. Like, I say this every single New York or US bank holiday. I always say, don't trade bank holidays. So I figured I might as well just go live to show you the conditions of the market, right? There's a few good setups, but I mean, everything else is just whack. This is completely flipped. So is this. Euro JPY bearish, looking for IVG on 5 minute. Can you check it? Sure. Do we have Euro JPY here? Yeah, we do. Okay, so I would say this was the manipulation. So if we just draw the accumulation out, I'd say we accumulated here, then we closed outside the range, formed a fair value gap right here. Inverse that with this, so you could have took your entry right here, up towards this high to the left-hand side, right? Now that we've done that, the next thing that's due, unless we're continuing up, is a consolidation. So straight off the bat, I'd say no. You don't even need to check the bias. Just no point. But we can. I'll check it for you, but there's literally no point. So we're respecting this. We haven't inversed this yet, remember, because we opened outside, which is a weird one, but you don't see that very often. So we opened outside of the fair value gap, then we've come back into it. This is still bullish because we're respecting a bullish fair value gap as of right now. So bullish on the daily towards these highs over here. 4 hour, inverse this after sweeping out lows, looking to come to these highs over here. So bullish on the 4 hour. 1 hour, look out the highs, retraced. Nothing to retrace to, no fair value gaps really. 1 hour's pretty messy, but either way, it's bullish bias. And then the 5 minute as well. AMD setup, not really valid at the moment because we've just had an accumulation and we just had an AMD cycle, right? So you could take a shot in the dark and go, maybe this could be an expansion trade. Like, if this was to flip and go down here, that would be an expansion trade. That's AMDX, but that doesn't happen that often. What happens more often is either this will continue or it will just go sideways from here. So bearish, I do not co-sign this trade. Fair value up on the left on EU. What time frame are you looking at, Derek? Yeah, I mean, I understand why that might cut you out, so just be careful with that. On 1 hour. Let's have a look, shall we? It looks like it might be trying to flip now. It has been taking its time, but look at that. That is quite bearish. Let's check the 1 hour. this. I mean, that adds confluence. Like it technically it adds confidence. You know, it's an additional confluence for the trade. It's not that important. Like if this was, let's just pretend this was up here, it hasn't been mitigated yet, I would not expect price to continue up to here because it's already took out the highs. But the fact it has anyway, guess that kind of adds, you know, it's an extra confluence. Can't complain. But it's not that important. Thanks for pointing that out. Right, 2 minutes left on this. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I mean, what's happened on? Let's have a look at these ones. So this is just completely flipped. You know, you could argue this is still manipulating. Came to take out these highs. It's already took them out, to be fair, when we analyzed it. Euro JPY is just chilling right now. This AUD CAD. I mean, it's come down, respected this. Yeah, it's just not really what you want to see. How many candles was this now? This would be the third one, so it's not that big of a deal. But this is on the 15-minute time frame on a US bank holiday. The odds that maybe here, the odds that we get a full take profit on this are very low, unless we just get some fundamental news that just shoots us right up. Like, it's a slow day on a higher time frame on a slow pair or crap pair. It's, you know, it's AUD CAD. It's not the best thing you want to be trading. So the odds we even get this are is not that high. This is just completely fucked off. This is our only setup right now, and even that, like, it's a bank holiday. So it's not a day you want to be trading, full stop, really. London session, you could have got away with. Like, the people in the Discord, they took a London session trade. That is fine. New York session with the US bank holiday, not really gonna get much. You know what I mean? Like up the stream if you haven't already, guys. As always, the YouTube business, you know the score. $15-minute Fed like performing in 5 minutes. True. So again, that's another roadblock. So that's at least 15 minutes or 20 minutes really from here until we could take this trade. Because what you don't want to do, because I'm sure you guys have seen this happen numerous times, right? Where we come up, you know, we're doing our thing, we form a fair value gap, then we go to a higher time frame and we formed one there as well. We're waiting to inverse that one. We formed one on a higher time frame as well, right? Then we could come down and inverse this one down here, right, on the 5 minute, and then the following candle closes up here, right? So we have, this is the 15 minute, and this is the 5 minute. The 5 minute forms a fair value gap, chills around here for a little bit. The 15 minute then forms one. The 5 minute then comes all the way down and closes outside of there, which looks like this on the 15 minute, right? But then there's 5 minutes left on the 15, and the following 5 minute candle comes right back up to here, and then the next candle, or this candle on the 15-minute time frame, ends up closing back up here, right? Then we've respected a 15-minute fair value gap, which is a bullish confluence, whilst getting like an IFVG technically on the 5 minute time frame. So that's why you've got to wait for your time frames to sync up with IFVGs and shit. Otherwise, you'll get caught in something like that. And then in hindsight, right? You say hindsight, but it's pretty obvious before it even plays out. Once that trade loses, you'll go, you know, we respected a 15-minute fair value gap. We shouldn't have actually took that trade. So, you know, I mean, you can spot it way before it, so it's not really hindsight. But, you know, if that trade was to lose, you would look back on it and go, oh shit, wasn't supposed to take that trade. So you've got to be careful, and that's why. Right. So the end of this candle, so there's what, 2 minutes left. Also, I've had a few questions off a few of you guys. A lot of you think that I'm technically like 30 seconds behind on the chart. I just want to clarify, if you have that thought, if you think I'm behind on the chart, I'm not. What it is the YouTube stream. So I'm seeing the same stuff as you, but you're not seeing my reaction to it until like 10, 15 seconds later, right? So if you're assuming, or if you think that I am slightly behind on the charts, I'm not. It's the YouTube delay. I just want to say that because I got a few questions about that last time when I first started these streams back up. Right, 1 minute and 15, 1 minute and 10 seconds left. 1 minute left on this candle. We need to wait for the 15. Unless this candle pushes down right now, because then we won't have a 15-minute fair value gap. But there's technically a small one underneath it. Definitely have made that mistake before, but learn from it. Exactly, and that's good. That's better than, in my opinion, that's better than not making the mistake, because you've personally learned from the experience rather than just being like told not to do it. AUD card push. Yeah, it's pushing up. Took a high out. Are you still here, Dan? If you're here, Dan, are you still going to be taking this trade? I'm not. Just to clarify for everyone else, I'm not going to. Right. So this is now a 5-minute fair value gap that we've got, but also it's a 15-minute fair value gap as well. I'm going to draw that. What I'll do is I'll just put that in a slightly darker gray, just so we can kind of remind ourselves that it's there without, you know, cluttering. The smallest 15-minute fair value gap ever. Lesson always sticks better when you learn it the hard way. That is true. Not that, yeah, I think it depends on the lesson as well. Like, for example, if you didn't learn to review your trades and shit like that, you wouldn't have learned that the hard way. So there's some things that you need to learn. Then there's other things that you can only experience on your own, which is definitely true. But I think in terms of like the routine, the habits, the tips and tricks, the actions to take, the things like that to do, I think you can learn that from other people. But I mean, it depends, doesn't it? Like, you learn to journal, you learn to, you know, how to review your trades, so that when you do fuck up, you can review it properly. And I think it's just like that guidance, like for certain things. I don't know what those type of things will be called. I don't know how to label it, but if you know what I'm talking about, just like the stream, because like it does make sense in my head. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly. All right, that's the 15-minute fair value gap respected already. And we've also mitigated this 5-minute fair value gap now as well. So we could respect this and just continue up. Excuse me, sorry. Right. I mean, I saw the massive hammer candlestick here on 5-minute directing towards bearish, so yeah, I think it's going to IVG on 15-minute. No comment. No comment. Actually, all I'm going to say is I wouldn't base it on just the candlestick pattern. I'm never going to take a trade on silver, but silver, you know, potentially something here. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to trade silver like that. But could be something. Could be something. Right. This is not looking good. This is not looking good. Oh yeah, I get you. I get what you mean. Hopefully. How many candles is this? So this would have been, the next one's the 6th one. So this candle that's just opened right here is the 6th one. Alright. I hope the music was a good addition to this stream. I think I've always struggled on how to find, like, how to do it, how to use it, because on the stream thing that I used to stream, there used to be like an app where I could play it, but again the settings was a bit messy. Instead, this time what I've done is I've just gone macOS screen capture, so it captures my screen and then captures the audio on the screen. Played Spotify on a really low volume for like copyright free lo-fi music or whatever. Turned my computer volume all the way down so I don't hear it because it's annoying for me. Love the music. Great. Appreciate the feedback. I just trying to improve it here and there, you know what I'm saying? One thing at a time. I've also removed the timer from the stream as well, so I'm just going to start the streams at past instead from now on. Perfect. Let's see what this candle does. This is really our last hope. And even that, like, what we would have to do, if we're to enter this trade now, this is basically just jumping through hoops, but we'd have to inverse it, then wait for 5 minutes for the 15 minutes to get inversed, and then take the trade. And when the Then there's a 30-minute fair value gap here as well if we don't continue down. Right. Let's see how this goes. Right. 2 minutes left. So just going to zoom in a bit so it's a bit more clarity. This one right here, this fair value gap, we are technically inversing right now. But there's this 15-minute one right here. This, which needs inversing as well. So we need to close down here, hold the line around here somewhere, wait for 5 minutes. So wait for the next candle, still hold the line, and then close inversing the 15. And we'll also have a 5-minute IFVG then as well. And we could take that entry technically then if you wanted to. If we close back inside here, there is still hope if we don't inverse the 5-minute right now. Although this is the 6th candle, we could technically wait for the next candle and then push down, and that is okay. But again, it's a rough day. It's not even a day that you want to be trading. Like, if this was a really good day fundamentally, we just had big red folded news, we could then technically clutch an entry. But clutching an entry on a pair which revolves around the USD on a USD bank holiday, technical analysis, you know, chart wise, it looks okay. You could take the entry. Technically, it's valid. Fundamentally, not really the day to be doing stuff like this. I've said that like 5 times on this stream already. Probably more than that, actually. But, yeah. Right, okay, so 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left on this now. Let's see how we close. It is looking good for the IFVG itself on the 5. Then we've got 5 more minutes after that to see what happens. Right, so you could technically enter now and just close the trade if we close back inside the 15-minute. That's a bit risky, but it's a possibility just to minimize losses and maximize gains if you don't want to risk missing out on like a risk to reward ratio. What's the reason for the bank holiday? I'm not sure the reason. We can have a look though. US banks will be closed in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Just for those guys who are not sure, you can always go to Forex Factory for your fundamentals and stuff like that. They are. Laura told us there. Thank you, Laura. But yeah, if you're unsure about fundamentals, if you just go to forexfactory.com, and if you're already using that, you're just not using it to its full potential, always just make sure if you want a bit more information, just click the folder here and it will tell you why. Like here, it tells us what the source is for the CPI, the measures, the usual effect, how often it is, the next release, the notes from like people on here, why we care, and how they get that figure, other names and shit like that. You know, there's a lot. Right, 3 minutes left. In 3 minutes, this could technically be a valid entry. You could enter now and close if the fair value gap here is respected, and you'd have like a 0.1 loss, just to maximize your gains there. Best case scenario here, I think we push down just below this grey fair value gap right here, which is also another 15-minute. I think we've invalidated a 30-minute now, so 30 minutes are not a thing anymore. Perfect. If we push down here and close around here, you could take that entry, put your stops. Maybe if you want to be a bit more risky, put them above here, because this technically is the previous high. and then go from there. But as I said, I'm not going to be taking this trade. This is just me doing the technical analysis because I want to do a stream, not because I want to trade because I'm desperate or whatever like that. Like, not saying you guys are, but you know what I mean. I'm not in the mood to take a trade today. I'm not in the mood to fuck this up. I'm feeling fine, right? But for you guys who want to trade, who are new, who maybe want to experience what it's like to trade a bank holiday, or you just, you know, you've collected your own data to prove that it's not that big of a deal to trade a bank holiday, this would be a good entry in 2 minutes, right? Right, 1 minute and 30. Let's see how this goes. Remember, if we end up closing inside this circle around here, then the trade is completely written off. It's also kind of risky now because we've also now mitigated the 15-minute fair value gap here. So we would need to inverse that. Both of those we need to inverse, or this isn't really a good trade to take because, I mean, like if we closed here on the 15 and hadn't mitigated this 15-minute fair value gap right here, we could technically take that entry and, you know, do a little maneuver and move to break even by the time we get to it. But because we've mitigated it already, it could just respect it and continue up, even if it ends up inversing it on the 5 right now. Although this would be a 15-minute candle too, to be fair. Let's see how this goes. 30 seconds left. It's not looking good. It is not looking good. Can you show the 15? Right, so we've just respected that 15-minute fair value gap right here after inversing this one. So, you know, that's a bit of an issue. I think we're gonna call it a day here, guys. I think, you know, the best skill you can have in trading is not winning trades, it's knowing when to call it a day, right? You can lose tons of trades. If you don't know when to call it a day, you're gonna keep on losing. If you can win a bunch of trades, and you know, if you don't know when to call it a day, it's going to go wrong. The best skill you can have is knowing when to call it a day. So we're going to call it a day here. I'll see you all on Wednesday at the exact same time. Remember, the next stream, New York time, New York Open on Wednesday. We should be able to trade that day. Let's just have a quick run of the fundamentals, see how we're doing. Wednesday, great day. Trump's speech at 1:30, so it might not be a great day, but right now it looks fine. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys for your time. It's lovely, obviously, hopping on these streams. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Make sure you like this stream. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and hit the bell if you haven't already. I'll see you all on Wednesday at the